held your words like sacred vows, but now they're ashes floating down. You kissed me once, then turned away, left me with nothing more to say. You wrote forever with a pen of sand and watched it slip right through your hands. I stood in truth, you wore a mask. Now I'm the ghost of what we had. You left me with shattered promises, scattered like glass in the wind. I stood in truth, you wore a mask. Now I'm the ghost of what hid. You left me with shattered promises, scattered like glass in the wind. I bled on every word you broke, still hoped you'd come back again. You walked away to someone new and left me drowning in the truth. You left me with shattered promises, and I'm still cutting through the mess. I trace the lies between your lines. All those I love use you rehearsed fine. I gave my soul, you gave your games. Now I don't even know your name. You swore the stars would guide us home, but left me staring all alone. You chased a thrill, I held a flame. Now every light just spells your name. You left me with shattered promises, scattered like glass in the wind. I bled on every word you broke, still hoped you'd come back again. You walked away to someone new and left me drowning in the truth. You left me with shattered promises, and I'm still cutting through the mess. Did you ever mean it when you said you'd stay? Or was I just a stop along your way? I built a future in your name, but you erased it all in shame. I watched you drift, I felt the shift, like gravity pulling from your lips. You smiled less, you stayed away, but I still begged for you to stay. I saw the signs, but closed my eyes, believed in every sweet disguise. You held my hand while letting go of everything I used to know. You chose them over everything, over the love I tried to bring. I wasn't perfect, but I gave my all. You didn't stumble, you chose the fall. You walked came home late with borrowed lies. While I lit candles, you killed time. I made excuses, played your fool. Now I see it, I was just your tool. You said you'd never make me cry, but now your silence is goodbye. You held their hand while telling me that love was still our destiny. You chose them over everything, over the life we could have been. I wasn't flawless, but I stayed true. And still that wasn't enough for you. You ran to them and slammed the door, left me bleeding on the floor. You chose them. You chose them. Like I was nothing worth fighting for. You didn't slip, you didn't fall, you didn't get confused at all. You made a choice, a final cut, and now I'm the one who's not enough. You chose them over everything, and now I'm left with shattered wings. I tried to fly, but truth came fast. You never meant for us to last. You walked away and found your peace, while I still scream for my release. You chose them and left me buried in defeat. You chose them and left me in the wreckage. You said goodbye like it meant something, like your tears were more than just acting. I held on tight to every word, but now they echo cruel and blurred. You promised you'd come back one day, but you were gone before I could pray. You kissed me like it was the end, but I was still playing pretend. Goodbye was a lie, a well-dressed sin. You swore you'd break, but you let them in. I cried for you like love had died, but you were already by their side. You left me here in shattered truth, while you were chasing something new. Goodbye was a lie, and I was just someone to use. I replayed every scene we made, but now I know it was all staged. You held my heart with poisoned hands and let it slip through sinking sands. You goodbye was a lie. You held me close but not too tight, like you were saving space for night. I gave you days, you gave me doubt, while she kept pulling your heart out. I saw her name light up your phone, and I still smiled while feeling alone. You said it's nothing, just a friend, but secrets always find their end. I was second place to her all along, an echo fading in your favorite song. You loved me just enough to stay, but never enough to walk away. You kissed me like you meant it then, but ran to her again. I was second place to her, and I never had a chance to win. I watched your eyes when you look back. They followed her like railroad tracks, and I was just the in-between, the chapter lost in what had been. You told me love was hard to find, but kept her portrait in your mind. I begged for truth, you gave me haze, and left me wandering through your maze. I was second place to her all along, a stand-in in your broken song. You loved me halfway, not enough. You called it fate, I called your bluff. You held my hand, but not my soul. She had the part you never showed. I was second place to her, while she was always in control. Did you ever love me, even once? Or was I just a crutch until she came back around? Was I the lie you told yourself, so you wouldn't feel like you let her down? I was second place to her every time, just a placeholder in your rhyme. You wore my love like a disguise, while chasing her behind your lies. You needed warmth and I was near, but she's the voice you long to hear. I was second place to her, and now I'm nowhere crystal clear. Second place to her, and you made sure I knew. I should have known by how you held me, like you were already saying goodbye. You kissed me slow, but your heart was racing, like someone else was on your mind. You told me we had something rare, but your eyes were always halfway there. I was the pause before the fall, a safety net, a name to call. We were living on borrowed time. You were hers and never mine. I was a moment you passed through, well, she was the future you ran to. You made me feel like I was home, while planning how to leave alone. We were living on borrowed time, and I was never really yours to find. I gave you nights you won't remember, while you gave her every sunrise. You wrote me songs and silent letters, but gave her truth behind the lies. You told me love was complicated, but I was just the one who waited for you to choose, for you to stay, while watching you just drift away. We were living on borrowed time. You were hers and never mine. I was a fire you let burn out, while chasing dreams you never talked about. You made me feel like I belong, while hiding where your heart was gone. We were living on borrowed time, and I was just a shadow in your mind. You said it's not what it looks like, but it always was. You said she means nothing, but she meant enough to leave me lost. I begged for real, you gave me fake, and left me breaking wide awake. We were living on borrowed time. You were never truly mine. I held a heart that wasn't whole, while she already owned your soul. You played me soft, you played me sweet, while dancing with her in my defeat. We were living on borrowed time, but now I'm done borrowing pain from lies. You were hers all along, and I was just borrowed time.
You walked away without a sound. No slam door, just silence loud. I should have known from how you stared, like you were somewhere else, not there. I watched your hands begin to shake when I said, tell me what's at stake. But you just smiled and looked away, like love was something you outgrew yesterday. She got the goodbye, I got the ghost. You said you cared, but not even close. You wrapped your lies in soft regret, while leaving scars I can't forget. She heard the truth, I got a lie. You kissed me numb, then made me cry. She got the goodbye she deserved, and I got the silence I never earned. I found her name in your old phone, hidden deep but not unknown. You said the past was dead and gone, but now I see it all along. The nights you said you needed space were nights you ran to her embrace. I begged for love, you fed me doubt, while planning how to shut me out. She got the goodbye, I got the ghost. You said you cared, but not even close. You wrapped your lies in soft regret, while leaving scars I can't forget. She heard the truth, I got a lie. You kissed me numb, then made me cry. She got the goodbye she deserved, and I got the silence I never earned. I deserved the storm, not the fade. A reason why, not this charade. You let her go with one last word, but left me screaming, never heard. She got the goodbye, I got the ghost. You left me bleeding the very most. I'm still saying mine alone.
You said I was the only one while chasing shadows in the sun. I held the truth, but you held to me in the dark, her next to you. You kissed my lips, then shut your eyes, pretending not to live two lives. I begged for something real to trust, but all you gave me turned to dust. You held me with your lies while falling into her arms. Told me love never dies, but left me here with scars. You spoke of forever with your hands on someone new. I was your perfect cover, but she was the real you. You made me doubt the voice inside, said jealousy would kill the ride, but all the signs I tried to miss were painted on your every kiss. I asked you once, you turned away, said trust was love's only way, but trust was just a game you played while her perfume still hadn't faded. You held me with your lies while falling into her arms. Told me love never dies, but left me here with scars. You spoke of forever with your hands on someone new. I was your perfect cover, but she was the real you. You held me with your lies while falling into her arms. Told me love never dies, but left me here with scars. You spoke of forever with your hands on someone new. I was your perfect cover, but she was the real you. Did she know about me, or was I just a name you'd never speak? Did you tell her all the things you told me to? Or did your truth taste better when split in two? You held me with your lies while falling into her arms. Told me we'd survive, but tore me down with charm. You swore I was your future while building hers behind. Now I see so much clearer, you were never truly mine. You held me with your lies and gave her all your truth.
I gave you laughter, gave you tears, held you close through all your fears. But in your eyes I wasn't whole, just a shadow of the love you stole. You took the best and left the rest, wore my love like a second vest. You said it wasn't someone else, but I could hear it in yourself. Half of me was never enough, you needed more, you called it love. But love doesn't run when things get tough. You needed more than I could touch. You kissed me like I'd break apart, then gave her what you called your heart. Half of me was never enough, so you gave the rest of you to her. I watched you drift, I felt the change, like someone else had rearranged. The way you smiled, the way
see. You said goodbye without a sound and left me buried in the ground. Half of me was never enough, so you found her when things got rough. And maybe I was just a phase while she became your better days. You kissed me numb, then walked away. I begged you once, but you chose gray. Half of me was never enough, and now I'm left with what's undone. Half of me was too much to love.
You said you needed space to breathe, but I was choking underneath. Held your silence in my hands while you were off with your new plans. I waited for your voice at night, but all I heard were dreams that bite. You disappeared without a trace while I still begged for one embrace. While I was breaking, you were falling for her. I drowned in silence, you were lost in her world. I screamed your name into the wind, but you were with her once again. While I was breaking, you were whole. You left me shattered, played a role. You told me love was hard to keep, but hers was easy, fast and deep. You found your peace while I found pain, and tried to stand through your disdain. I asked if you still cared at all. You said I didn't mean to fall, but love's not something you misplace. You chose her smile, left mine erased. While I was breaking, you were falling for her. I drowned in silence, you were lost in her world. I screamed your name into the wind, but you were with her once again. While I was breaking, you were whole. You left me shattered, played a role. I gave you all I had to give, but you taught me how not to live. Your love was lightning in disguise that struck me down with no goodbyes. While I was breaking, you were falling for her. I lost myself, you made her your cure. You kissed her like you used to do, while I was bleeding out for you. While I was breaking, you moved on. Now I'm still here, and you are gone. While I was breaking, you were already gone.
You left the door wide open
like you never meant to leave. I waited in the hallway for a love you wouldn't keep. You walked away without a word, but your silence still echoes here. The exit you never closed keeps haunting all my fears. You ran to her like I was gone, but left your shadow in my home. The exit you never closed is a wound that never grows old. You said goodbye but never showed the pain behind the door you closed. The exit you never closed left me frozen, left me exposed. The ghost of what we had, but you were already past. You gave your love to someone new while I was breaking fast. You left without a backward glance and tore apart my last chance. The exit you never closed kept me trapped in circumstance. You ran to her like I was gone, but left your shadow in my home. The exit you never closed is a wound that never grows old. You said goodbye but never showed the pain behind the door you closed. The exit you never closed left me frozen, left me exposed. I waited for the door to close, but it was open all along. You walked out without a fight and left me here to write this song. You ran to her like I was gone, but left your shadow in my home. The exit you never closed is a wound that never grows old. You said goodbye but never showed the pain behind the door you closed. The exit you never closed left me frozen, left me exposed.